worm. Oh, nice trout. Nice rainbow. There we go. Rainbow in the net. I'm Cal Kellogg, and my hybrid lead core system has brought lead core trolling back into the spotlight for trout and salmon anglers all over the country. If you'd like the world's best lead core trolling rod, get on over to fishhuntshoot.com and pick up one of my iconic bright yellow lead core rods today. You won't regret it because you'll be yelling, "Fish on!" tomorrow. Guys, Cal Kellogg here. It is time for our weekly fishing report, and I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of slim pickings this week, not because the fish aren't biting, but because of fires and national forest closures and stuff like that. We'll get into that in a minute. Wes and I, we've been bouncing around the foothills. We've been out at Englebright Reservoir. We've been over at Rollins Lake. We've just been doing a lot of scouting for the upcoming guiding season. Soon we're going to be running kayak and boat fishing trips. And we've been doing pretty well at both lakes. At Englebright, we've been catching a mix of rainbows and the occasional kokanee. We've been running a lot of threaded worms, some flies, stuff like that, some dark colored flies. Over at Rollins, very similar action, spoons, flies, and my Trout Trix worms. So those places have been kicking out fish for us. You know, out and about in the state, Lake Berryessa is still open to fishing. It is kicking out rainbows and some very nice kokanee, but be forewarned, those kokanee are getting ready for the spawn over there. They're stacking up on structure. You've got to be able to find those fish and effectively troll that structure. And you know, your kokanee pros, they're very good at that, but like me, if I went out there, I might catch one or two fish because I'm just not that adept at targeting those single marks on structure. But the Gary Coes, guys like that, they're able to get out there and do very well on some kokanee up to about 19 inches, so some very nice fish. At Folsom Lake, launching is an issue, and it does seem like that king salmon bite has backed off somewhat. Guys are catching anywhere from 0 to 2 kings per trip, and the size is kind of backed off too. I'm seeing fish up to about 16 inches. The big bite out at Folsom right now is the catfish bite. Excellent channel cat action with fish going up to about 9 pounds. Guys are soaking liver, mackerel, night crawlers, stuff like that. All that stuff's working. Boaters and bank anglers, but bank anglers over in the Browns Ravine area, they've been doing very well in the evening, catching some big trophy-sized channel cats. Now, I've kept a few of those big channel cats out of Folsom, and they always tasted rubbery to me. I prefer to keep the smaller ones, but other guys, you know, their mileage varies from mine. Some guys were taking home some fish in the 7 and 8 pound class the other night, and they said they were excellent eating. So who knows, kind of personal preference. But if you want to get your fish on, you want to fight a fish that's going to really pull, Folsom is a great option for those cats, as is Lake Comanche right now. It's also kicking out some nice channel cats. Up in the high country, now we get into the closures and the fires. Pretty much everything in Plumas County was shut down prior to the National Forest shutdowns because of smoke and the Dixie Fire. That fire is at over 700,000 acres, about 100 square miles burned. So you don't want to visit that area even when the National Forests open back up until that fire's out. You don't want to be in the way of the firefighters and people trying to get back into their homes and stuff like that. Because of that fire and the Keldor fire over in El Dorado County, most of the national forests in Northern California are now shut down. They're scheduled to reopen on September 6th, but from what I understand, the El Dorado National Forest isn't going to reopen until September 30th. And the bottom line is the firefighters are stretched really thin, our aircraft are stretched really thin, and the last thing they want is another random fire to take off in some other location. We got fires all over the West now, and just between the Dixie Fire and that Keldor fire, I believe we got about 6,000 firefighters on the line trying to get a handle on those blazes. So we're just gonna have to set it out for now. There are some options out there. Of course, the ocean's a great option too. Lingcod, rockfish, the salmon bite continues to ebb and flow outside the Golden Gate. What I will say about that is, you've obviously got a chance of getting skunked, but you also have a chance of catching a really epic size 30 to 40 pound salmon. It seems like there's a lot of big fish around, and there's some big fish starting to show on the Benicia shoreline for the guys out there throwing spinners. Now, I did a lot of that spinner throwing back in the day, and I gotta tell you, that is the fish of 1,000 casts, but it is one of the places where you can go out bank fishing, throwing meps, rooster tails, stuff like that, and actually catch a big old high quality 20 to 30 pound ocean run king before they get into the river, before they kind of start to deteriorate on you. So that's a good option if you know that bite. It's fun. There's a lot of camaraderie out there because there's always a lot of guys, there's a lot of smack talking, and occasionally somebody catches a big old salmon. So I would have to say my overall top pick right now is ocean fishing. Whether you go for the bottom fish or the salmon, you're going to get something on the end of your line that pulls, something that's good to eat. We're going to have to set out this national forest situation. We have got some great fall days ahead. They are going to get a handle on these fires, and I got my fingers crossed for early rain. I wish I had more to tell you guys, but that's about it for now. I'm Kel Kellogg. I'm signing off. I'll be back here on YouTube with another fishing report real soon. And if you're looking for trout gear, you know where to go. FishHuntShoot.com. We'll get you loaded and ready to catch fish this fall. We're fully stocked on most items, and we got some great fishing ahead. Anyway, I'm Kel Kellogg. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time right here on YouTube, guys.